God bless you, and thank you for joining us. I'm Minister Billy Burton, and welcome to Sunday School Insights. This audio teaching series is an evangelistic tool brought to you by Inspirational Minutes Ministries International, Advocatus Ecclesiae Publishing, and Ministry Outpost. We hope and pray that these lessons will reach those who, for whatever the reason, either can't or won't come to a Bible study, a Sunday school class, or a traditional church service. Subscribe to our channel here on YouTube and then follow us on Facebook, where you can read your Bible lessons faithfully each week. Our Facebook link is conveniently posted below. Our background music, Worlds Away, is provided by the artistic genius of J. Mann at www.ourmusicbox.com. Again, we thank you for joining us, and Sunday School Insights begins now. This week's lesson is entitled, The Call of Amos. Our scriptures are found in the book of Amos, chapter 7, verses 1 through 17. When God calls you into ministry service to be used for His purposes, He will both tell you and teach you everything that you need to know. You don't have to come from a special school or family of preachers, prophets, or teachers. All you have to do is be willing and obedient, and God will do the rest. This was the case with Amos, a minor prophet of the Old Testament whom God called from his regular jobs of herdsman and breeder of livestock and grower of sycamore fruit to prophetic ministry. Amos lived in the southern kingdom of Judah, but brought God's message, not his own, to the northern kingdom of Israel. The term minor prophet doesn't mean that Amos was small or that his prophetic preaching and work was any less important than any of the other prophets. It's just an indication that the length of the Old Testament writings that bear his name are among those that are shorter in content than the lengthier prophetic books like Isaiah and Jeremiah. There are 12 minor prophetic books, and their length range from 1 chapter, like the book of Obadiah, up to 14 chapters, like the book of Hosea. Amos met opposition from Amaziah during his ministry because Amaziah was the presiding priest over the sanctuary where he led the people in calf worship. And God sent Amos to tell of its coming ruin. Whenever someone is not willing to hear from God, they will usually try to reduce God's message down to your opinion, as was attempted against Amos. This makes it easier for them to attack the message as your word against theirs. They will also try to discredit you by trying to make it look like you're after personal gain or financial benefits. This was also thrown at Amos, but Amos stood strong, knowing that it was God who raised him from humble beginnings, and didn't run or apologize for what God sent him to do. Amos's assignment went beyond religion. It was also challenged as a political issue, all to bring more heat and pressure upon Amos. But when you're backed by God, He has you covered. When you attack God's servant and the message that he or she brings, you actually declare war on God. And it doesn't take a genius to help you to determine how that will turn out. Because Amaziah turned his nose up at God, God declared that Amaziah's wife would sell herself into prostitution. His sons and daughters would suffer violent deaths. Amaziah's land would be measured and parceled out, and Amaziah himself would die a defiled death, meaning that he would end up dying in a pagan country. There are benefits to being obedient to God, and as we can see, there are also heavy consequences to being hard-headed and stubborn against God. Please join us again next week, God willing, for another lesson of Sunday School Insights. Our background music, You on My Mind, was composed and performed by J Man at www.ourmusicbox.com. God bless you.